Hi, I am VS Rao from VSR Tech Info YouTube channel. Many of us today switch to laptops from desktop computing as laptops are more convenient and easy to handle. What about the data that we have in desktops? One way is to copy the data from desktop to laptop. Today in this video I will show you another method to use desktop hard disk as USB hard disk. All the thing we need is a cable. This one is USB2 to SATA or IDE cable. This is used to make the internal hard disk as USB hard disk. Let us unbox USB2 to SATA and IDE cable. Let us see what this box has. This box is having a cable USB to SATA or IDE connector. And a SATA cable, SATA power connector, and a 230 volts to 12 volt and 5 volt 2 ampere dual power supply, and a user manual. I have two hard disks extracted from my desktop computer. One is IDE, which is of 40 GB, and other one is SATA, which is 160 GB. This one is IDE. This is of 40 GB. And the other one is SATA hard disk. This one is 160 GB. Now I will connect both this IDE and SATA hard disk and show you how we can use this as USB hard disk. Here I am going to connect IDE hard disk. Ensure that the notch on the hard disk will match with the notch on the connector cable. Then connect the power supply connector. And in the manual it says that the jumper should be in the master mode, but ignore this as master or slave doesn't matter and the hard disk will be sensed. Then connect this USB cable to your laptop. That's all the connections for IDE. For the SATA hard disk, first connect the connector to the power cable. Then connect the power connector to the SATA hard disk. Connect the SATA cable to the hard disk. Then connect the other end of SATA cable to the connector on the interface cable. The other end of the interface cable to be connected to the laptop. That's all the connections part. Here in my laptop I've got a single hard disk which is of 80 GB. Now we will check the same from the PC configurations under Manage heading. My hard disk is sensed as USB hard disk and it is assigned the drive letter E. This is of 40 GB hard disk. Let us go to the Explorer and check. Now here, apart my internal hard disk of the laptop which is drive letter C, I have got a local disk with drive letter E. This is of 40 GB. This is what I have connected using USB. Let's open the E drive. These are the files and folders in my drive E, which is connected as external USB drive. Now I am going to connect the SATA hard disk which is of 160 GB capacity through USB. Let us check from the disk drives from the computer management. Here already the drive is sensed and it is assigned the drive letter E. It is of 149 GB. Here, apart my internal hard disk which is drive letter C, now I got drive letter E which is of 149 GB free. This is 160 GB SATA hard disk. Let's open the drive. These are the contents that are stored in the drive E, which is external USB hard drive. Now, going back to the computer management, in the device manager, disk drives, I am getting a USB device. This one is my 160 GB SATA hard disk which is connected externally through USB, and this one is my 80 GB ATA device which is my laptop's internal hard drive. USB mass storage device is sensed. Also we will look in disk management. Now data drive E is 160 GB SATA hard disk. This one is the internal hard disk.